everybody, it's your girl Q back at it again with a new video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the new year so far, even though it's only been like a couple hours, but still hope you're enjoying, you know, the first couple hours of the new year. So today's video is just gonna be like my favorite comic covers of 2018. Covers that I've bought in 2018, not necessarily covers that came out in 2018, because like 95% of my comic collection consists of like Silver and Bronze Age comics. Like, I don't really do the whole modern comic thing. It's just not my thing. I have like all of them like on my lap, and as you can see, some of them are like framed, and I'm not taking them out of the frame for a video. That's not happening. So yeah, we'll do those last. And I just remembered this one comic, but I don't feel like going to get it. So yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, let's just get into it, okay? Let's just get into this. Alright, so first on the list, I have a Black Panther / Wolverine comic, and I got this at Heroes Con, and I think it was pretty new when I got it at Heroes Con. Like, it just came out or something like that. But I only bought it because it's all like, ooh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I don't care much for, you know, Wolverine or Black Panther. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I do like this cover. And a lot of my, well, not a lot, but there is a number of comics in my collection that I got just because they look nice. You know, and that's okay, alright? If you like it because it looks nice, buy it. Because to a certain degree, you're buying art, so, you know. Oh, I want to save this one for last. I'll save that one for last. Okay. And then next, we have a Justice League comic. But as you can see, this is a very Omen-esque thing. Like, it looks like the poster for the Omen, which I thought was pretty cool. So I also have a collection of Spider-Man comics that are based off of famous movies like Jaws and what's the other one? Scarface. And there's a couple other ones that I don't have that I need to get. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty nifty. Also, that's another one that goes into the pile of I got it just for the cover. This one is pretty cool. It's Avengers and Transformers, and I have the whole set. It's a 4-piece set. And have I read it? Stop asking questions. But no, I haven't read it. Yeah, I really enjoy this cover because it's a tiny little Spider-Man on this giant. I'm assuming it's a Decepticon. I don't know what, I don't know if it's not, I don't know. But let's just say that it's a Decepticon and it's got tiny little Spider-Man on his finger, and I'm here for it. Totally here for it. Moving on. Also have this Batman. Yeah, I can't tell you more about it, but all I know is that the cover glows in the dark. I don't know, where does it say? Yeah, special glow in the dark. There we go. Yeah, it glows in the dark. It's like great. Yeah, all of this glows in the dark, and it actually does glow in the dark. So yeah, that was pretty cool, and that's literally the only reason why I picked it up, because it glows in the dark. I was like, what? So yeah, I mean, how many comics can you say glow in the dark? Exactly. And then I feel like this could be a pair almost, but not really. Well, I got this one first. So this is Thor number 107, which is the oldest Thor comic that I have. Yes, it is. I need to take this in to get graded. But anyway, yeah, and it's a pretty decent condition. Like, it's not exactly, you know, falling all the way apart, you know, but I mean, it looks good on the outside. I didn't really want to open it up and stuff, but yeah, so this is the oldest Thor comic that I have in my collection that I got this year, so yeah. And then I guess this would be this might be the second oldest, I don't know, but I got it because I literally have a shirt that has this on it, and I was looking at Thor comics and I saw this one and I was like, this image looks familiar. And I went through my wardrobe and I saw my shirt and I was like, oh, that's why it's familiar. So yeah, I had to buy it because I had to match. So that's kind of the only reason why I have this comic, is because I have the shirt. Yeah. I also have this Captain America number 193, and it's like super special and fancy and all this, and I wish I could tell you all this like nerdy details about it, but you're looking at the wrong one. I also have, it's like a canvas print picture frame thing that I have on my wall in my living room that has this on it that I got from my uncle. So yeah, it's kind of like the Thor thing, where I got it because I have something else with it on it, with the cover on it, so had to like be all meta and shit. Yeah, apparently it's a good one, and I can't read it because, well, I mean, it's got the bag and the board, but the comic itself is also bagged. So like there's like another bag on it. So I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna just leave it right there the way it is. And maybe I'll throw that one in to get graded too. I don't know. Moving on. So we have, this is a Loki Ragnarok and Roll variant cover. It's, well, I won't say it's the only variant cover, because technically there's two. This whole series is pretty much foreign. Like, it's very hard to find, and when you do find it, snatch it up. Because basically, this story is just, well, first things first, it's unrelated to Marvel. Just putting that out there. Anyway, yeah, it's Loki, and he becomes a rock star on Earth, and then all the other gods of the universe don't like that because he's getting like too much like human power or something, and they try to stop him. And of course they, you know, kind of can't because he's got all this human energy. But yeah, that's basically the basis of that comic, and I really like it. It's called Loki Ragnarok and Roll. It's very easy to remember. You should find it. It's pretty nice. Next we have Batman, The Killing Joke. This one is super nice. Yes, I got it off of eBay for $25. So yeah, that was like deal of the year right there, because this book is usually $75 if you do it right, and I got it for $25. So don't sleep on eBay, y'all. Don't do it. And I'm definitely gonna take it in to get graded, because it looks like it's in a pretty decent condition. So yeah, that one's going into the graded list, and I think that's what I'm gonna do this year, is just, you know, try to get some stuff graded, because I don't have any graded comics, and I've never had one of my comics get graded. So yeah, it'll be just fun and interesting to do. And then next we have Batman and Captain America. Yeah, This one's a pretty good I read this story. This one, I was kind of hoping though that it was like Batman meets Captain America. Like they weren't aware of each other, and then they meet up and it's like, oh, but no, they exist in the same universe and they're like fully aware of each other, and I'm like, oh, that's whack. Cause I was kind of hoping for Batman to be all like, I'm Batman, like but I didn't do it. I mean, it's still a nice comic though. And I'm also on the lookout for Batman and Spider-Man because that's a thing and I need it. And next, well, yeah, so before I get into like the framed ones, so this one is the Mouse Musketeers. And I got this comic because, well, first of all, just like the image of Tom and Jerry triggered my inner childhood and I had to have it. And also, it's so old. I love that it's so old. Like, yeah, I think this is the oldest comic that I have in my entire collection, and I love that it's so old. I'm here for it, and it's just, you can tell it's been through the sticks. Like, there's, you know, definitely like some wear and tear on it, but it's okay. It's totally fine. I'm okay with that. I don't care. Like, it's old and it's nice and it's mine, and I love it so much. So yeah, that's like, you know, my creme de la creme right now because of how old it is. If I get a comic older than that, then that one will probably end up being the creme de la creme because I just like old stuff. So now we're moving on to framed comics, and they're in no particular order. They're just here on my lap. So first we have this variant Catwoman from Batman 50, and this was, Batman 50 was like such a big deal. Oh my goodness, they made such a big deal about it. They were like, ooh, Batman and Catwoman getting married. And then, I mean, spoiler alert, they don't get married, okay? And all that for just, frustrated. Like, all that, it was really one of those cases where it's like, all that hype for no reason. So upset. But you do get like nice variant covers, and there's also like a couple of more variant covers that I want to get from Batman number 50 because people did like a lot of nice artwork for that. And it's a shame that, you know, the story went the way it went, but what are you gonna do? Which is also why, case in point, I try not to spend a whole lot of money on comic books. Like, I mean, if it wasn't that variant, if it was just like the regular one, like I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money on that. Like, I'm not paying cover price, is what I'm saying. I don't pay cover price for comics. It's too much. Don't do it. I promise. Save the money. They're a little dusty. I'm sorry. Alright. So next we have Catwoman number 4. And I think Art Germ is just doing like all the Catwoman for however long. But yeah, this one in particular, I was like, ooh, can you see? Like, it's really nice. And then there's like homages to like all the different Catwoman stuff in this image somewhere. And I don't know, I just thought it was really pretty. So actually I pre-ordered it, and this is the first time, this is like the first comic that I ever pre-ordered, and I don't like pre-ordering comics. I've learned that about myself. I don't have the patience, man. I don't have the patience for the pre-order comics because they come in the week after everybody else already gets it. So meanwhile everybody is like, oh, look at the comic, da, 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 da. And then you're just still sitting there waiting like, man, where's mine at though? So yeah, I'm a very impatient person, and having to wait a whole extra week to get your stuff, I just, I'd rather not do it. So next we have another variant by Artgerm, but this one is Thor, the Mighty Thor actually. And she's so pretty. I really love how he draws ladies. Very pretty. They're like anime-esque in a way. If some of it, if you look at it, is very like anime influence, low key, like low key. If you look hard enough, you'll see it. But yeah, I thought this one was really pretty, so I put it in a frame. Isn't it nice? I think it's nice. And then, oh, all right. So this one didn't come out this year. It came out, I don't know, a couple years ago. It came out a couple years ago. It's the Avengers Venomized Loki comic cover thing. And I love it so much. I actually found this while I was on Midtown Comics website, just like browsing for Loki stuff, and then I saw it and I was like, ooh. Because I was also having my eyes on the Loki Venom pop toy, and I was like, you know what would go great with this pop toy? This comic book. So yeah, I got both of them, and it's great. Except now I want another pop toy so that I can have one in the box and one out of the box, you know, because I'm one of those. Yeah, like that might not happen though, because those Loki Venom pops, they were expensive when I got it back in like, what was this, October, November, something like that. So I can only imagine by now, like if you go on eBay or Amazon, it's gonna be like, it's gonna cost like $100 by, you know, the end of this year. Watch. And I guess, yeah, this is the last one. So the last one is another Loki. And I think this was a part of like the Marvel 10-year something or another, and they just did like special variant covers of like the most popular characters. And of course they had Loki, and this is one that one of my comic friends got for me, and I love it so much. And yeah, that's not all the comics that I got this year, not by a long shot. Those are just ones that I personally thought like stood out more than the rest. And hopefully the rest of this year I can get some more nice comics and show them off and show everybody.